I have a topic tonight that I want to spend some time talking about that's very important to me personally, and I want to get a message across, I guess, to everybody in terms of how to truly become successful in network marketing and in business and really in life. You know, a lot of what we talk about sometimes is not only transfers, not only to our business, but also to our relationships, also, you know, friendships, family, all that kind of stuff. But tonight I'm going to focus obviously on you know, our business. And one of the biggest things, I guess I want to tell you guys is a little bit of a story here to start off the call today. And it's a story, I guess, or a description or whatever you want to call it of myself and a little bit of my story, where I came from and what really was the turning point, I think, in my business career and in what I have done to become successful. And really, you know, we're going to talk about mentors tonight. We're going to talk about, you know, how to identify and find a mentor and how to work with one and how to really become successful through learning from other individuals. Now, this takes me back probably at least 9 years when I first started in network marketing. I got together with my brother-in-law at the time, I guess ex-brother-in-law now. But anyway, I got together with him and he showed me a plan. And basically it was a network marketing business. We sat down at his kitchen table 9 or 10 years ago now, and he showed this to me, and it really became apparent in my mind that, you know, this was a great way to be able to generate income. And I was so excited to be able to go. I mean, I was really just ignorance on fire. You know, I was just ready to show this plan to everybody, to show this opportunity and show these products to everybody that I knew. And you know, it was very hard for me in the beginning because my mentor, my, I guess, support team was all out in Eastern Canada, and I was in Ontario, which is probably, from the perspective of in the U.S., I guess that would be from New York to Minnesota or from Florida to Texas. I mean, it was a ways away, okay? So, you know, we talked over the phone a few times. I had some motivational tapes and some CDs and a couple of books and things like that I got from them, and, you know, started to try to build my business. And it became very hard for me without a direct mentor, without a direct sponsor, I guess, to talk to on a regular basis and to work with and for them to show me really how to do the business. So, you know, I kind of stagnated for a little bit, and I kind of, you know, I was so excited, but I wasn't really doing any activities which generated income. And, you know, a lot of us kind of get stuck in that mode, I think, where we do activities that don't generate income. You know, we shuffle papers on our desk, we chat online, we go into all these forums, and we spend a lot of time reading and doing activities that don't generate income. And that's really what I was doing at the time. You know, I was reading books, and I was listening to my tapes, and I was getting fired up and motivated, and I was learning about the products, and I was going through the magazines, and I was looking at the business over and over and over again, but I wasn't actually sharing it with anyone, okay, which was actually really, you know, now that I kind of look back on it, it was kind of comical. I was sitting there thinking that I was in a business and thinking that I was building a business, and I was a business owner, but I really wasn't doing anything. You know, I really wasn't marketing or advertising my business to anybody. I was just kind of sitting in my own little home there, enjoying my business, I guess, for myself, and it was kind of like my secret business. Okay, nobody really knew about it. So as I grew from there, you know, I ended up leaving that business, not because it wasn't a good business, but because it wasn't working for me. I needed something more, and at the time I thought it was the business, and I don't know, you know, I just couldn't get it going. But really what it was for me is the direction. And there was no leadership. There was nothing given to me to say, you know, here's what you need to do. And, you know, at 19 years old, you know, I think I was either 19 or 20 at the time. It was kind of difficult for me to really understand. I mean, I didn't really understand the industry, never mind, you know, what I should be doing or anything. And, you know, as we grow up, when we're kids, we're always being told what to do and which direction to go in. We've got parents, we've got coaches, you know, sports coaches, we've got, you know, music teachers, we've got everybody really guiding us along the way. And, you know, I think we need that in business, too. I think it's so important to have a coach and a mentor and people to teach you. I mean, if you want to get to $1 million a year, you can't just make that stuff up. You can't just kind of guess at it. It'll take you a long time if you're just guessing. So we need that mentor coach. So, I didn't know necessarily at the time. I thought I just needed another business, but what I was really seeking was a mentor, somebody to work with. And I got started with a second business, and it was more of a sales and distribution business. It was more, kind of a salesperson to customer type business. So I had to go generate customers and find customers. It wasn't a multi-level company, but I worked with them for a little bit. And at the time, I was working with one of the owners, and he was helping me a bit, giving me some advice in terms of what to do and, how to get out there and how to start marketing the business. And he had actually just joined a multi-level company, and he introduced that to me on the side. And, that really got me excited because that was the plan that I wanted to do. I wanted to generate and get that leverage. I wanted to really take part in that industry, although I didn't know what to do. So I was excited when this successful guy, he was a co-owner of this business. This successful guy was going to show me what to do and work with me. And, it really, I spent some time with him on the phone that one night, and it was probably only 20 minutes, and I said, you know what, whatever you're doing, I want to do. Okay, whatever you're doing, I want to do. It doesn't matter what it is. I said, you know what, I just want to get with you. I just want to learn from you. I really don't care if it's not even better than what I'm currently doing. I don't care what business it is. I don't care what products or services they are. I wasn't looking at the comp plan because what was most important to me, being an unsuccessful beginner, wasn't the company or the products or the comp plan. Okay, so many of us get caught up and kind of get, I guess, the curtains put in front of our faces thinking that we need to get the ground floor company with the super duper extra super comp plan with the, all this kind of, we get so caught up in looking at those things that we forget that what we really need is a mentor. Okay, we need somebody who's currently successful for us to learn from. We need a leader to lead us and show us what to do. And that's really, I recognized that at quite a young age when I was 20 years old, and I told him, I said, listen, it actually doesn't matter what it is. And he said, well, no, you gotta go watch the video online. I said, well, great, I'll watch it, but what does it cost? I want to get in. Can we just get started? He said, no, watch the video. So I watched the video, I called him right back, and I said, okay, great, what do we do? Okay, how do we get started? And he went through and I signed up. I think it was $400 or $500 at the time U.S. and no big deal. We'll put on the credit card. See, I was willing to pay $400 or $500 not for the product or the opportunity, but more for the opportunity to work with him. That was my thinking at the time. And, I didn't care what I just joined, to be honest with you guys. And I got to be straight with you. At the time, I didn't care what I just joined. I didn't care what he was shipping me. I didn't care how much it cost. I was getting started because he told me that he was going to be able to work with me. And we were going to work together in the same business, and he was going to be able to show me what he was doing to be successful. And you know what? I didn't even care if he worked with me personally every day as long as I could get exposed to somehow, okay? Get exposed to what he was doing, okay? Become friends with him. Somehow, even if it was on conference calls, even if it was in a team, I didn't care. I just wanted to be working with this individual that was already successful. Okay, and he wasn't even necessarily successful hugely in network marketing. He was just successful in business and in sales and in marketing. Okay, so it made sense for me to want to get with this person. So, I worked with him for probably about a year, and, we did okay. We enrolled a lot of people into that network marketing company, but the system wasn't duplicatable. But I learned so much, right? I learned so much from him as a coach and as a mentor. And I actually, I guess in a way I progressed to a point where I knew everything that he knew. I could do what he did. I could sell over the phone. I could talk to people. I could get them to join the network marketing business based on the presentation I was giving at the time. And I got to a point where, I could probably still learn some from him, but I needed another mentor. I needed somebody else to work with me and, somebody else to really show me more. So what I did was I found one of his partners actually in that company that he was an owner of. I started working with the second partner. And he knew even more than the first guy. He was more systems oriented. See, the first guy that I worked with was just a salesman. Okay? He was just a sales guy, and he really knew how to sell really good, and he knew how to talk to people and build relationships and enroll them, but he didn't really know how to build systems to be able to, work with lots of individuals and to be able to create marketing and all that. So I sought out another mentor to work with, and I continued to progress my knowledge, and, I've been with my current mentor, I guess, now for the last, probably at least 5 years, 4 or 5 years, 5, 6 years. I don't even know how long. It seems like a long time, like I've known him forever. One of my best friends in the whole world now, and he's been a mentor to me and a friend and a coach over the last number of years. Now, here's the reason, part of the reason why he'll be able to continue to mentor me probably, and maybe I mentor him back even sometimes. It's because we continuously learn more and more and more. See, he's not a stagnant leader. He's not a stagnant coach. He continues to develop his skills, his knowledge in certain areas even ahead of me. So I'm always continuously working with him. Now, here's the neat thing. The biggest turning point in my business career, in my network marketing career, was when I got to work with him and start to see some of the. Now, I didn't personally work with him right away, but he'd give me things to do. He'd show me things. He'd work, he'd show me a couple things. I'd go do them. Okay, and then maybe a week or two I'd come back to him and I asked some more questions, and we'd work together, and we became very successful. And we started into a network marketing company together, okay, and hugely successful. That's where I quit my job, okay. For the very first time, I was able to generate more money in network marketing than I was from my job, and I had a good job. I mean, I worked for the military. I was an officer in the Canadian military, so I was making a very good income, okay, working a 9 to 5. But, of course, it wasn't for me, and that mentor of mine took me out of my job into a successful network marketing career. And I've never looked back since. But it needed to, I guess in a way, I needed to have that mentor and that coach, not to motivate me, not to get me going in the morning, so to speak, to do the business, but I needed to know what he knew to get to where he was. Okay, because he was already successful in business. He was already making tons and tons and tons of money. He already knew how to build businesses. Okay, he already knew how to run advertising. He already knew how to do marketing. And I needed to get to a point where I could learn what he had to offer. Okay, and if you think about it in a way, that's why some of you guys are on this call today, because you're looking for a mentor. You're looking for people that are more successful than you are to learn from. Okay, and I found that, working in an organization and working in a network marketing business with him was probably one of the biggest blessings in my whole life. It really took me from that point where I could do the business part-time to a full-time capacity. And when I hit full-time, guys, that's when things really started getting interesting. Because now not only did I have to build with him in a team, okay, to be able to build that network marketing company at the time that we were with, to be able to learn more, to be able to spend more time focused full-time on this opportunity, okay, which is network marketing, okay, and to expand out my knowledge. And, eventually I had the opportunity to build an internet marketing part of the business as well, to generate leads, to generate more leads than I think any of us on this call together could ever call, okay. We've got more leads and more prospects available to us than I think we could all call together. We could spend weeks and weeks and weeks and months, guys, calling all the hundreds and thousands and hundreds of thousands of prospects that we're able to generate. It's impossible for us to be able to call them all, and obviously that's why we continue to build our teams and things like that. But when you're first starting out, and some of you guys have got, sizable teams, you're starting to grow, you're starting to learn. See, you still need a mentor, though. You still need somebody who's better than you, who's bigger than you, who's got more knowledge than you. I still need mentors. Okay, I still look for more and more people to teach me new things. I still, to this day, I'm still constantly contacting new people on a regular basis that I think I can learn something from. Okay? And if you don't have that, and if you've never had a coach or a mentor in network marketing, you need to get one. You need to find one, or you need to find an organization who has a leadership group solid enough to show you how to do the business. See, there's a difference between showing you how to build a network marketing business and somebody who just says, well, you just got to get out there and do it. Okay, I found that hugely in contrast to my first opportunity that I ever did. They just kept motivating me. They never showed me what to do. They never really taught me or helped me or, showed me what I should be doing. All they did was they got me all excited. They got me excited to go work, but never actually showed me what to do, how to do it. I never got to see them doing it. And that was one of my biggest downfalls, I think, in the first opportunity that I was with, was that I never actually had a mentor show me what to do or have an organization which could support showing me that. So if you don't have that, you need to seek that out. Okay, you're going to find people that are successful. Okay, that's one group of people. You're going to find people that are not successful and are new. And you're going to find people that say they're successful and are not successful. Okay, so you need to be able to distinguish between the differences, and sometimes it's kind of sad on the internet. If people won't talk to you, if they refuse to talk to you, usually you can get a clue that that person says they're successful, but they're really not. That person tells you to join some weird program on the internet that's going to pay you $6, and then you email to 10 friends, and then you get $3 from each of them, and it was on Oprah, it must be real. This kid in Australia sent this $5 PayPal email around the world, and now he's a millionaire. And I'm going to do that too, and I think I'm going to get rich, and you should join too, and you should send $5 to 7 people on this list too. And then they send it to 20 friends, and then all over the world, and you're rich. Okay? Don't send those anywhere. Ignore them. To those people sending those kind of emails, they're not going to be a mentor to you, right? Successful people don't send chain mail around the internet, right, guys? Because that's all that is, right? It's just chain mail, sending it around. We're all going to be rich. This is the greatest new thing. Okay? Just think about it. It's not a real product or service. You're not actually marketing to any kind of target market or audience, right? A successful mentor will never send some crap like that to you. Okay? Think about that. So you're finding all these different kinds of people online. So what you need to do is you need to distinguish who are the successful people that I want to follow. And you need to seek them out and be bold. And a really good friend of mine, I guess we're, in a way we work together more than him mentoring me nowadays because, we both share ideas. And, I've advanced to a point where I know more than him in certain areas and he's better than me in others. And I work with Chad too. And, I was talking to the two of them and I said, it's kind of funny now because some people on the internet, because my face is out there and because you see me around on the internet and, we got our websites and we're very successful, it's really odd that some people don't think that they can say hello or don't think that, we went to an event recently down in Dallas, Texas. We were at an event down there and there was some people from our own organization that were scared to come up and say hi, that were nervous. And, I guess in a way I kind of respect that because, I was in that situation once where I was a little nervous to go say hi to the guest speaker or to the guy at the front of the stage that's winning all the awards. But what I want to tell you guys is that you need to step up and say hello and ask for help and ask for support, okay? And that's okay. Be bold. See, the bold people will come to a leader and they'll say, listen, I need a mentor. I'm not successful. And, you'll be honest with yourself. Kind of sitting back and lying to yourself and saying, well, if I could only enroll Joel in my program, and how can I get him? And that would be great. See, you don't need to enroll me into anything to be successful. What you should be doing is learning from me and going to Chad saying, Chad, I need help. I'm new, or I've been doing this for 10 years and I still don't get it. I need a coach. I need a mentor. Okay, somebody that comes to us and says that, guess what? You get some time. You get an opportunity to work with us. And you could probably, by going through and talking to them over the phone for a couple minutes or dropping a couple emails back and forth, you can tell who the people are that are faking it and who the people that are real. You could probably tell who they are. It doesn't take me too long to distinguish who the successful people are out there when I start talking to them and when I start, emailing them. Because usually the unsuccessful people try to enroll me into some goofy traffic program or some kind of $7 send PayPal here, this, that. I mean, they don't know what they're doing, right? And the leaders will provide you with help and support. And they'll offer you, yeah, absolutely, we can show you what we're doing. And that's good. And, I kind of look at it in this way. I say, listen, I'm going to put my tail between my legs. I'm going to suck up my pride here, right? That's what I did, okay? I sucked up my pride, and I went to my mentor, and I said, listen, I need help. I don't know what to do. I'd like to learn. I'm willing to do what you tell me to do. Okay, and he said, okay, good, go do this. And I went and did it. And I came back, and I said, great, I did it. Okay, good, go do this, right? And if you're willing to do that, you're going to be successful. And if you're not, if you're sitting there thinking, you know what, nah, I can figure it out on my own. I'm in the next billion-dollar, million-dollar boom company, and we're ground floor, and this is it, and I'm in the coolest deal in the world, and if I could just get a few people, this thing's going to take. If you're in one of those, and you think that you can do it alone, now don't get me wrong, if you're with a good mentor and a good leader, and they're teaching you, and they're supporting you and helping you, hey, that's another thing. But if you don't have that, you need to seek somebody out. I'm not saying y'all come to me. That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is you need to find somebody who knows more than you do, and you need to learn from them and work with them so that you can get to the point where they are. You ever hear the saying, work with successful people, okay, or be friends with positive and successful people, because then that's what you'll have too. I'd love to have a friend like Donald Trump, billionaire, right? Well, I'd love to have a buddy like him, because guess what? I'd probably pick up a few things if I hang around him a little bit. Why do you think so many people are excited to get on The Apprentice, on that show, right? I want you to just think back for a minute, or just think about that for a minute, for those of you guys that are familiar with that. And that show interests me. That's probably one of the only TV shows that I watch, just because it is about business, okay? And it is about competition and a little bit of marketing, and it is a bit entertaining. But I like to be around successful people, and Donald Trump definitely is one in real business. He's just not a TV celebrity. He's a real business success. And those people, some of them are million-dollar business owners. I want you guys to think about this. People that own $1 million business, or they're top lawyers, they're very successful executives, and they give up that opportunity to continue on with their firm or with their business, or they put it on hold, or they go on a leave of absence just to go to try to be the apprentice to Donald Trump. Now, I mean, if you think about that, it's not to get the job of building buildings or overseeing projects. They could do that anywhere. What it is they want to rub shoulders with Donald Trump. They want to work with him. They want to make friends with him. He's a good guy to know. That's why there's so much excitement around that. That's why so many people apply for that, because they want to work with Donald Trump. They don't want to work for him as an employee. They want to learn from him, okay, and then go apply it to their own life, their own business. Okay? Or maybe they want to work with him for a few years, or maybe they want to build a business with him. Think about that, right? So I want you guys to think about that as you continue on building your businesses, and as you continue on in life. If you want to be truly successful, quit being so stubborn about it. Okay? You need to find a mentor. You need to work with somebody who is a success already. You need to learn from them. Okay? The best way that I've found to do it is to get in their face and personally work with them and make them work with you. Okay? And I'm not saying just monopolize their time. That's not going to work. You guys call me every day and just bug me and don't ever do anything, and you want to be mentored. Well, that's not going to work either. You got to actually get out there and do some work. But find that mentor. Okay, find them all. They're all over the internet. There's tons of mentors out there. There's tons of coaches. There's tons of successful people in all different companies. But if you just keep sitting there thinking that you're going to do it on your own, okay, if you sit there thinking that you're going to do it on your own, and that you've got your little group of a couple people, and the top leader that you've got in your business is making $100 a month. Well, if your goal is to make $100 a month, great, follow them. But if your goal is much higher than that, you need to get yourself with an organization. And I don't care if you've got to change businesses. I don't care if you don't like the idea of that. Keep your current business, go work with a leader for a while, and come back to it then. Okay? That's what I thought at the time. Geez, I'm going to learn so much from this new leader, from this new guy, that it's worth it. Right? Because my ultimate goal, and hopefully most of you guys understand this is probably the same as most of you, my ultimate goal was to generate income from home. It wasn't to get into some juice company or to sell some nutritionals or long distance or websites or whatever, to sell a service. That wasn't my goal. My goal was to quit my job. My goal was to generate income from home. Okay? And the fastest way to your goal, right, the path of least resistance, is through working with somebody who's already done it, to have them show you how to do it. That's why network marketing is such a smart model. That's why we're all in network marketing, right? Because we can all work together as a team, as a group, you and I, even just on these calls, right? Continue to come to these calls, and I'll coach you and mentor you and help you, right? You get to rub shoulders with me and Chad and the other leaders, okay? And on the Saturday calls, you go onto those calls, the same thing. Any of the training calls, you need to get with these people. And the closer you can get to these people, the more success you're going to have. Okay? The more of these people that you get with on training calls, on conference calls, one-on-one, whatever it is, you're going to become more successful too. Okay? And that brings me to today, where I'm sitting today. I'm sitting, in my eyes, I guess, halfway up my ladder. I'm still not there yet, right? We're generating a lot of income, well into 7 figures, okay? But that's not my goal. Well, maybe it was at one time. It's not anymore, right? I keep setting the bar higher. I keep extending my ladder and the climb to the top. It's really weird. When I thought I was at the top, I still could see further ahead, and I could still see a bigger vision and a bigger future for myself. So today, although some of you guys are sitting there back saying, well, wow, Joel, I would be excited if I had half your income from home. I would be so excited even with just a couple $1,000s a month. And I can't even seem to do that. I just, I'm trying so hard. I'm working my business. I'll tell you what, if you don't have a mentor to show you how to get there, it's going to be pretty hard. I want you guys to think about this. Most of you guys can relate to this because I think most people went to elementary school, right? Most people did grade 1 and grade 2. My kids are in grade 2 right now, and they go to school every day. And they've got mentors. They've got teachers, right? They've got coaches. They've got people there that are showing them how to do mathematics. They're getting people there showing them how to speak French, another language. They're getting people there showing them how to do spelling, how to spell their names neatly. Okay, they're getting people there that are doing sports and activities, and one of my kids now is going on to a basketball team. Okay, he's trying out to play basketball, and they have a karate instructor. Okay, they've got their sensei that he teaches them how to do karate, right? And at home, I teach them stuff. We go play sports, we go do activities. We do some coloring, we do some different activities down. We do little projects down here in my office. They'll come and, work while I'm working, and we'll print some stuff off the internet, and they'll learn some stuff too, right? And it's constantly, they always have a coach. And that's how they're going to get more successful as children and grow up into adults and successful ones, is because they're tapping into all these different coaches. And, sometimes when we become adults, we think, well, you get kind of stubborn, eh? We get a little bit stubborn, and we think that I don't need help, or, if I could just get a sale, if I could just get somebody to buy my product, if I could just get somebody to join my company. See, we're thinking backwards again. Okay? We got to think the way we did when we were kids. We get somebody to show us how to do it. It makes it a lot easier. Get somebody to coach us along the way, okay, because they've done it before. See, that teacher, she was once in grade 2. That sensei, he was once just a yellow belt, right at the bottom. White belt, yellow belt, right? Now he's a black belt. Now he can teach the yellow belts how to get up to be a black belt, how to achieve that. See, if you think about me, I can't teach the kids how to get a black belt. I never did that, right? I'm pretty smart, though. I could probably fake it, and they're only 7 years old. They would probably believe me, okay? We could do our little kicks and our punches, and they would think that they're doing it right. They would think so because I'm telling them that, yeah, kids, we could, But eventually they get to a point where they're like, wow, our dad doesn't know what he's doing. That's not really karate. That's not really martial arts. What's he talking about? Right? Eventually they would catch on to me. So you need to kind of examine what you're doing. Are you following somebody who doesn't know what they're doing? Are you being taught or led by somebody who's never actually been a success in the industry, who's never actually built a network marketing business? Some people out there, it's funny, some of these trainers, some of these network marketing gurus, they write a book or they do a speech and they motivate everyone. Some of them have never actually even built network marketing businesses. Some of them haven't built network marketing businesses for 20 or 30 years. That's great, okay? I got a lot of respect for those guys because they built a business back 20, 30 years ago, and they're pretty motivational people sometimes, but maybe they're not building one right now. We need somebody to actively follow that's actively building a business. I mean, it's not because he's a superstar that he got that. It's because he knows what he's doing, and he's following mentors and leaders, and he's using a system that works. He's plugging in the tools that work. See, I want you to think about this. Have any of you guys ever tried to hammer a nail with a screwdriver? Okay, I bet you have. Right? Some of us sometimes, if you can't find a hammer, you just start nailing it with a screwdriver. But I'll tell you what, not very many people that know that the hammer is on your desk beside the screwdriver, not many people are going to grab the screwdriver to hammer the nail. But some of you guys did. Okay? Because maybe the hammer was underneath a piece of paper and you didn't see it. So you just grab that screwdriver and you start pounding away, and it's kind of taking its toll now on you. So you grabbed a hold of, a business where you don't have a leader or mentor that's done anything before. You don't have anybody successful to work with or follow or to personally be mentored by. You don't have a system that works, right? Trying to hammer a nail with that screwdriver, it's kind of tough. It's not going to go in properly. I mean, eventually, yeah, you might pound away, you might get it in there, okay? But it doesn't make sense. Let's use the tools that we have. So as we build our businesses, let's change gears for a little bit, and let's talk about specific tools again. Let's talk about what we need to build a successful network marketing business. Okay? I think the number one thing that you need to do to build a successful network marketing business, if you haven't been paying attention for the last 43 minutes of this call, you need a mentor. You need a coach. You need a sponsor, somebody that is successful or is working with a successful team that's currently building a business. And you follow in their footsteps, and you listen to everything they say, and you go on the conference calls, and you go on the training calls, and you learn from that organization and that team that can show you what to do. If you're not prepared to do that or you're not willing to do that, guess what? You need to find another vocation. You need to find somewhere else to spend your time. Because if you're not willing to learn and grow and follow a leader and get a mentor, get yourself a coach to work with, good luck. It's going to take you 10 or 20 years to figure this thing out on your own. Okay? You can do it with a mentor in a year or 2, 3 years. Okay? A couple years, you can change your whole life around, just like I did. It only took me a couple years to change my life completely around, from losing money in network marketing consistently to building a 7-figure income, okay, in this industry. It only took me a few years to change that around, and you can do that too starting today. Number 1, you need a mentor. Number 2, you need a system. Hey, if you don't have a system to build a business, that can duplicate throughout your organization, that you can teach other people to do exactly what you do. And you can't be around sales. You know, I tried that. Remember the first guy that I worked with, my first mentor? He taught me how to sell. Eventually we got burnt out. Eventually we couldn't do it anymore. We couldn't duplicate that. The organization fell apart because we were doing all the work. So you need a system to build your business that the average person can do. Now, if you're a salesperson out there, you got to swallow your pride a little bit now. Okay, if you know how to enroll people, but you find that your organization is not growing, that you're constantly playing catch up with the numbers at the end of the month and trying to get those extra few enrollments at the end of the month to keep your volume at a certain point, and people are dropping off and you're enrolling and people are dropping off and you're enrolling, if you're in that position, you need to swallow your pride and you need to say, listen, I need a system, I need a mentor that's going to show me how to properly build this thing so that it doesn't fall apart. So you need a system that the average person can do, whether they know how to sell or not, whether they've had experience in the industry or not. And if you have a system, you plug yourself into a system that's out there, okay? And trust me, there's lots of systems out there. Okay? You need something, though, that the average person can do. And I'm not talking about one of these automated, goofy things where, you know, you just plug people in or you pay them money and they build your whole business for you. I'm not talking about a system like that. I'm talking about a system that brings people into a legitimate network marketing business and that you're able to build a relationship with them and they're going to buy products and services from you for the rest of their life. You're going to build that residual income that you want. So you need a mentor first. You need a system second. Okay? After that, you need to get that drive and that motivation. You need to just go to town. Because if you have a mentor to show you properly what to do and you have a system, okay, that works to build a company, now the rest is just up to you. You put 100% into that system and you do 100% of what your mentor, your sponsor shows you what to do, you can be successful too. You're going to be just as successful as I am. You're going to be maybe more successful than I am. You just got to do more than I do, learn more than I have learned, take massive action. Number 3 is just massive action. Motivation. Get going. Get on that horse and ride. Put those shoes on. Quit looking for your shoes. Put them on and start running. Okay? See, it's not necessarily going to be a race to the finish. Okay, but let's race to the start at least, guys, all right? Let's at least race to the start line. See, I know network marketing is not who gets there first. It's that we all actually get there. We all get to the finish line. We all get to our goals. And it may take you 6 months or it may take you 6 years, but if you get there, it's still worth it. But let's race up to the starting line here, guys. See, some people don't, you know, you're still looking for your shoes. You're still looking for your shorts to run with, okay? You don't even have your tools. You don't even have a coach yet. You don't even have what it takes to start running the race. And you're fumbling around on the sidelines trying to run beside the race, trying to get onto the track. Not even on the track yet. So you got to get those shoes on. You got to get your coach, and you got to start getting up to the starters blocks so that we can start taking off together. Get your mentor. Make sure you have a system in place. Okay, if you don't have a system, find some way. Learn how to build a system. And we'll talk more about systems and exactly how to do that, and we'll talk, you know, more about marketing, and we'll talk about all kinds of things on these calls. So keep coming back to these calls. Get your mentor, get a system in place, or plug into their system if they have one. Okay, if they don't, you need one. Okay, so talk to them about it, or go find a mentor with a system that works. Okay? And then get up to the start, and let's get going. Let's start building. Okay? We can all build together. We can all be successful. See, your income goal is within reach. I know because I've done it. I've surpassed your income goal already. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. I've surpassed your first income goal. Okay? And if I haven't already surpassed it, hey, guys, you're on the wrong call. Okay? You need to be looking for a mentor more successful than I am. If I haven't already completed your income goal, you need to be on Donald Trump's call. Okay? Or you need to be on Bill Gates' call. Right? So let's get your mentor. Okay? Let's get your system going. Okay? And let's start running the race together, guys. Okay? Enough crap, enough, you know, egos. Let's set our egos aside. And let's just do this together. And let's start working together as a team. to start creating success throughout this whole organization, throughout this whole community. And let's all work together. Instead of fighting each other about whose program is better and what's the best $3 deal and what's the newest ground floor crap that's out there, okay, let's start working together to be successful. That's it for me tonight, guys. Have a great evening. We'll see you next week. And I wish you guys all the best. Have a great night, everyone. Bye-bye.